Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Vinu Anand at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulae for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge-sharing community. We have one such personage on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Vibhu Dureha. He is a visionary and goal-oriented technologist, standing as an exemplary leader in the world of information technology. With a strong background in system resiliency, performance engineering, and capacity planning, he has consistently demonstrated his prowess in enhancing organizational capabilities through the implementation of various IT systems and solutions. His extensive experience extends into domains such as digital transformation, e-commerce, and supply chain systems, where he has excelled at overcoming complex business challenges within fast-paced, high-pressure environments. At present, he is giving his invaluable service to Dell International Services India Private Limited. So, Mr. Dureha, our viewers would like to know about your career journey so far, namely with highlights on important milestones, pivotal decisions, on and so forth.
Yeah, thank you for such kind words. My journey has been a humble one, and it's been a fulfilling and dynamic oriented. I started my career as system analyst at Decit India Private Limited, which was a very small organization in Indore, where I developed a key role in developing and launching cutting-edge solutions. And with that, I learned, how turnaround time can be an effective, decision for growth of a product. Now, my experience helped me to understand that importance of that turnaround time, the cross-platform compatibility that was required at that time, and the development process. And the most important one, the communication part. That's one thing. Now, the pivotal decision was when I pursued my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering, which provided me a technical foundation, which I further enhanced with my master's in industrial engineering and management, along with operation research as a minor elective there. Now, these academic pursuits enhanced my problem-solving and analytical skills, which played an instrumental role throughout my career. I later transformed my career to Impetus Infotech in Indore itself, where I lead performance engineering practice group and delivered my performance engineering services to various clients belonging to different sectors. And there I also led the Impetus flagship product called as the performance testing tool. It started as a command line tool, which we transformed into a complete enterprise package. And with that product, we provided technical support to different clients, as well as, does their evaluation of their applications, and did various pilot projects for mobile application, because mobile was developing at that point of time. Now, moving to Fidelity Information Services, I led performance engineering and practice planning efforts There I was working on the client side, delivering the profile course suite to multiple clients. The clients were banks. So it was a complete transformational effort for me as well, because coming from a technical, which involved mobile applications or telecom applications to the banking domain was a bit challenging, and the way the transactions were done and the way the culture was different, and the different teams were involved for different banks. So I got a chance to work with international clients as well, where I learned different ethnicities, and I got a chance to learn about the different cultures across the world. And with that, I collaborated with the cross-functional teams there as well, and helped them reduce the performance problems, bottlenecks, and enhance the system reliability. Now, from there, my career I joined Dell International Services, which turned out to be a defining chapter in my life. I began as a principal software engineer, where I started mentoring performance engineering team, helping them identifying performance bottlenecks and manage the critical IT infrastructure. During this period, I achieved at least 25 to 30% of performance optimization, which reduced cost of the entire uh, business unit by several thousands of dollars. And that helped in contributing to to heightening my efforts towards the performance engineering and system reliability. Now, in my current role, which I got a few years back as a consultant in product management in Dell itself. Now, in this role, I am playing a performance architect role, and I've formulated different strategies that resulted in 15% application speed, and like there are several transformation projects also coming up during this period, where we transformed from a product line to a dev perf ops kind of thing, and also played a role in chaos engineering, which significantly improved operational efficiency and the system resiliency. Now, throughout my career, I focused on enhancing performance, reducing costs, and seamless adoption of technology. I've also, learned the way how a leader can play a significant role in the transformation, what are the challenges a leader can face, and what qualities a leader should have to take the right decision, and that help not only as an individual but as a team together, how we can do things better, both technical as well as the managerial way.
Great. Wow, what a journey. Great. Sir, how do you approach digital transformation projects? And can you share specific examples of successful transformations you have led or been a part of?
Yeah, I mean, digital transformation is, I would say it's a new term, but likewise, uh, computer industry or IT industry is an evolutionary industry, right? So if we go back, let's say in, like early, period of this century, the period of 2001 to 2010, the period was at that time was towards the manual things, and the transformation was happening towards the automation part. Now, if we talk about the next decade, the more transformation was from an automation to cloud infrastructure. Right now, if we talk about the current scenario for past few years, which we have been seeing, right, which has which has made us or the softwares more inclusive. The evolution of AI and the Gen AI has played a pivotal role here. The examples is Zoom that we are using right now for this discussion, right? So earlier we used to have Skype to make a video call, right? Later on we moved to Zoom. So what is the difference there? The difference is of inclusivity. It is more inclusive, right? So the way the things are changing around us, right? So it is bringing in those inclusivity as well into the things that we really do day to day. So I mean, the when COVID started, right, 2 years back, 3 years back, then Zoom was the only platform through which we all, keep ourselves running, and we came out of that tremendous situation. Unprecedented. It was an unprecedented one, but we came out of it. We saw ups and downs at that point of time. But yes, I mean, we see those inclusivity coming up. So, I mean, basically, if we talk about how we approach it, so I think it depends on the scenario to scenario, but it starts with assessing the technology, what you're doing, what are the goals for the organization, as well as what is the benefit coming out of it. Then what is the evaluation of the technical evaluations there is there. Then after that we need to have the team, right? The people who would be working on that. So we should have the skill set available. If the skill set is not available, then we have to upskill those people as well, right? So there is a chance. So transformation is something which always bring in some sort of challenge, which could be for ourselves as well. Within this evoluting industry, I should say, then we should be ready to upskill ourselves at any point of time. So continuous learning would be another thing. And then team alignment is there. Once you have team, you have different people coming up from different thought process. I've been leading teams from across the world, so I have to have different team members from a different culture. They have different I mean, little bit change in the language they speak. Their pronunciations are a bit different from us, right? So those type of inclusivity is what is required in this current scenario. Now, once we have team, we know the goals. Then we have to have the project planning in place. That how long it should exist, what would be the different phases of that project, and then how would we finally going to implement it. So during that implementation, throughout this process, we have to have monitoring and several change management, because changes are inevitable, right? We may not know what type of change may come up. So we have to be prepared for that. So change and risk management monitoring is something which goes through and throughout. So those are the parameters which help us in evaluating how my project is going or how the transformations are going. So I mean, these are potential examples for this.
Wow. Thank you so much for your valuable input, sir.
Yeah.
Now, what values, principles, etc., have you lived by throughout your professional life, and what are some of the ways they have aided it?
It's a very intriguing question. So I mean, throughout my professional life, right, I have adhered to whatever my teachers, my mentors, my parents have inculcated those habits, right? I, coming up from a very humble background, there are several things that I've learned, right? So one thing one thing is there, that to be successful, right, the primary thing is to have integrity in place, right? To be honest, to be ethical and transparent about the interactions and the transactions, or whatever actions that you are taking, whether it is trust with colleagues, your superiors, clients, or perhaps at your personal level as well, at your home. So that is something which is the core of the value, Then as I grow, I have I have a continuous learning, right? So like, I mean, learning is something. I'm in a IT industry, right, where the industry is continuously transforming from one technology to another. So to keep up updated with the trends, we have to have those new learnings coming up, keep ourselves upskilling ourselves, throughout. Then the third thing that I learned is about how to be a team member, how to be a kind of, something who is dependable, right? So, um, I mean, in my belief, right, we have intelligence, right? We born with some intelligence, right? We developed some intelligence by learning, but when we interact with in a collaborative environment, then we have a chance to successfully lead projects and drive. And if we aim for a long term, it is a teamwork that helps us out. If we have to go fast, do something, then it is something which you can do it alone. So a teamwork is most important, you know, thing that played a pivotal role in whatever I have learned as one of the values. Now, another thing that which, in fact, over the period of time that I have learned is, I mean, what is the demand of the industry is to have a customer centric approach, that you have to focus on the customers requirement and delivering solutions to them, not only delivering to them, not even meeting their expectations. It is about exceeding their expectations, doing something which has satisfied them and created an factor for them, that okay, this is what something which is required. But that comes up only when you have, worked ethically and you have performed in a loyal way. Now the thing, I mean, another thing that has come up as a leader, as a leader, when I grew up, I started you know thinking based on some, or I have to start thinking, make some decisions, right? So those decisions have to be uh, on some basis, right? So those decisions have to be some data dependent or data driven decisions. It cannot be some decisions which comes up through, okay, my gut is saying that, or my intuition is saying that. That is always there, right? That will make you as a leader, because you have to take sometimes tough decisions that will help you out there. But there are certain decisions which we need to take on a business landscape, that we have to take based on the data driven decisions. And the decisions which, I mean, the thing that you have learned, the gut feeling that you have learned, would fall up into your leadership part, which is something, I mean, leaders, it is said that leaders are born and leaders are made, right? So I mean, for that thing, I said that basis my life example, basis my experience, I'm saying that it is that leaders are something, you know it is like, I mean, are made. I mean, we may have leadership characteristics, some of the characteristics, but not all, right? So those are developed over the period of time, where we start inspiring others, to inspiring others by setting up some examples, providing them mentorship, providing the growth to them, growth opportunity in their career, and develop their skill set to meet the organizational goals. So those are the things. And like, with that, innovation is always required, because without innovation you cannot bring new things into place. And yeah, these are the values and principles that not only aided my professional life, but also have contributed to the success of the organizations as well.
Thank you so much for sharing. It was amazing. So, so how and when did you develop an interest in ESG and corporate governance?
Oh, and so my interest in ESG and corporate governance started gradually. So there have been, I mean, it is, I mean, for ESG, it is a result of, increasing importance in the business. I would be ethical and truthful there, because that's how we come to know that, okay, there is some environmental, social, and, responsibility, or the corporate social responsibility towards the society, right? That has learned. And, you know, with working with several groups for ESG, I learned how they are significantly impacting the organization. I mean, our organization as well as the society as well. So, how it evolved is, I one of my friend is working in, I mean, rather was working with one of the NGO called as SETRIS.
Okay.
I volunteered SETRIS for some time. I mean, for a brief period of time along with him, and where I learned about, the sustainability initiatives. I mean, planting trees is one part of it, but there are other activities as well which can help in reducing the carbon footprint, promoting diversity, engaging community in development efforts, and so on. Right. So those things, when came up together, I mean, it started creating some impact that, like, that, how contributing to a particular community, or how working with, let's say, with the farmers, how working with farmers and educating them with a different type of, with the different type of, or the new methods of farming, or teaching them, different type of fruits that they can plant alongside the boundaries of their farmland. So those type of initiatives, bolster some of the, interest in the ESG issues. Now what happened is, the companies with, for example, Dell itself, right? It has a strong ESG and corporate governance practices inside it. So it starts building, strong relationships with the customers as well, with the investors, and even the employees. You get a chance to connect, or networking with different peers or colleagues there. And I mean, this is highly tangible benefit of prioritizing the ESG and governance. You get some time out of your day-to-day activities, and you start contributing towards the society, and you at the same point of time, you get a chance for a networking side. So that is one thing that started to evolve in me, and start contributing towards the society.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. As an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
I have a very brief experience with ESG and corporate governance. I would not call myself as an expert, but as a practitioner, right? So as I told you, like, it starts with integrity. Integrity is paramount as a central core of ESG and corporate governance, because you are now going to monitor what all the activities are happening, right? So we have to have an ethical standards, and I mean, we have to have the prioritization of transparency and accountability for all actions and recommendations that we are doing, right? Then we have to focus on the sustainability in all dimensions, whether it is environmental, social, economic. So we work to create several strategies and practices to create a sustainable future. Now, from an Dell's perspective, it is as simple as the way we are, creating the packaging material, that all is recyclable one. We can, use it. Even the laptops or the systems that are getting manufactured these days are completely sustainable once their life is complete. They can be, most of their products can be reused or recyclable. Then the another key value would be the transparency. Like we have to have open and accessible, reporting, whatever the practices that we are doing. We have to have the complete report available, and the disclosure of all the practices that we are doing. That has to have, if it has got involved some stakeholders, then we have to have that information available to them, so that they have the accuracy of the information, and it is comprehensive in nature. The transparency which I am talking about here, it helps in building the trust and accountability. Now, as I told you that, as a multinational organization, diversity is something which is an inclusive part of our culture. So promoting that diversity and, have an inclusive feature or as an inclusiveness for every individual is something which is of great importance, right? It helps in, and having the positive impact of the on the entire society, as well as on the overall organizational success. Now, one thing that is most important is to take the responsibility of the consequences and the decisions that we take, right? So this extends to addressing any adverse business impacts or the activities. So the decision when we talk about ESG is towards the whatever the decisions that we are making today might going to impact environment, society, as well as the organization, not now itself, but for the coming future, right, or the coming generation. So what we are doing right now is to be for upcoming generations, right? So that is something which we have to see. So that long-term perspective also comes up automatically into picture, that like how we are going to look forward for strategies and practices that we are considering right now. uh, now another thing that is the compliance. When we are talking about governance, is the compliance as well. So and when we work across the different different countries as well, right? So we have to take the compliance, the regulatory and the legal requirements into picture. Even if we are doing some trade, uh, then compliance is very important. And even from the ESG perspective, whatever the applicable laws, regulations are there, which minimize the legal risks and ensuring that our conduct is ethical, that is what we should be focusing on. So it is not about just, let's say, for example, if I'm in India, but my counterparts in other countries of world. So I have to have an understanding of what are the governance practices out, that are legal in their country and what is ethical from their perspective. So that's where the compliance plays a big role. Then it's like it's an evolving field. ESG is an evolving field again. So continuous learning, because whatever the practice that we are doing right now, right, or whatever the trends that we are doing right now, they might be changing or they might be affected with the advent of new technologies coming in, or maybe advent of new changes coming in. So we have to have that learning ability and able to adapt to those and move forward. So these are, some of the values which from an ESG and corporate governance um, that may be right. I mean, as a practitioner, I would say is required for responsible and sustainable growth. Growth and yeah.
Thank you, sir. Now, coming to the next, what are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with changes in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, and Web 3.0?
Oh, so here are, as the technology is evoluting, right? The expectation for future with advent of these technology is changing, right? So with the advent of these technologies, right, IoT or AI, or let's say IoT and big data, the data accessibility, or let me take a step back itself, right? So with the advent of mm, internet available on the mobile devices, right, data accessibility and is becoming very easy, right? So the more number of devices are increasing, more data is requirement is increasing, and the big role that has to play is the big data, the analytics part of it. It is able to provide us some real time insights into the into your out of that data, which can help you in taking the right decision at right point of time. It may be a guide to you. Those insights could be as good as you are driving on a road with headlights in night, so those insights can act as those lights in that dark area, and then you can go through it. So these whatever the technology changes, transformations are happening, they are bringing in those insights into picture, which can help us taking the better decision and drive through some of the darkest periods, or even some of the, even if it's not dark area, even if you have to go to have more strong movement, your movement or the growth, you can have a very with the confidence. It helps bringing you the more confidence there. Then as I told earlier as well, that transparency is something which is essential. The ethical values or to have an integrity is essential. So these products are bringing those things more into picture. So let's say, for example, if a company ABC is a company who is establishing some facts about it with the help of IoT devices or AI, or this machine learning activity can help their customers to feel or to understand whatever is claimed by the company or the product company. So that is helping up in a way, right? And the blockchain, right? Blockchain is something which is going to be, or I should say, blockchain along with Web 3.0 is going to be ensuring more security for the product, and it will start to provide more insights into things, how the product is moving. These technologies can help even in, if used correctly, right? They can even help in overcoming some of the unprecedented times that we have recently seen, or even with whatever the disruptions we are seeing in the supply chain because of the Russia-Ukraine war or recent Palestine and Israel war. Those can be taken care of with these new technologies. Um, I mean, if you have to summarize, then IoT can be used for monitoring. AI/ML can be used for doing some predictive analytics, right? Blockchain is used for reporting to have detailed insights into it. Similarly, big data can have insights into it, and Web 3.0 would have would bring in more transparency and would give an authority to own something on internet. Right now, whosoever is hosting some of the things are actually the owner of it. Let's say if we are posting something on Facebook, so if I post my photograph on the Facebook, it is the Facebook's property, not my property, unless and until I watermark it. Right? There are certain rules which we have to follow. But with the advent of or the evolution of Web 3.0, that would be something which I as an individual can start owning on the internet. So I think that would be a very, again, a transformative thing for future, which can have several applications, and that can help even bringing in more collective decision making, and I think it can have more value to the customers eventually, or the end users.
Thank you so much for sharing such valuable inputs. So now coming up, Hanji.
Yeah, I mean, that's wonderful. I mean, to have those words. Yeah.
Yeah, because it is wonderful. It is your experience and your inputs. It's like the everyone others can also learn from it. I mean, it's amazing. Thank you
Yeah, I
for the
mean,
inputs.
mentoring is one of the things which I've been doing for a long time. So,
Oh,
yeah.
that's so nice. So, coming to next, we are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. So, what are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
So, I mean, like this initiative, right? Uh, I mean, is a very significant, and it is a really commendable one, right? So this has a significant benefits to both the participants and the industries uh, together, right? So, I mean, knowledge sharing is something which which brings industry experts and corporate leaders together. They can share their experience and insights into things, and that can make you know together, stay informed for upcoming trends, their practices, and what new innovations can be done, or the new solutions can be done in the respective fields. Because sharing of knowledge would be like sharing of ideas, and then once the idea is in place, then it is like innovation would start to coming in place, because some of the solution would also start to come into place. So that whatever the cross pollination term that came up as really valuable here, because people from different diverse backgrounds and experiences would eventually spark that innovation into place, and it will be beneficial for both individual companies and I mean, individuals as well as the companies, right? So another important thing for this is the networking part. So as we grow, right? So we need to have a good network. This industry magnates provide that excellent platform for networking, right? It can lead to potential partnerships. Can be, we can work on a collaborative projects that can not only benefit to the participants but to their industries as well, right? So corporate giants and industry experts, right, they face similar challenges, right? Or whatever the challenge that I may be facing, somebody has already faced it. So uh, being into that community can help me learn as well from them, that what could be the solution to this type of problem, or we can learn from their experience and can try implementing based on the current situations, and it is just like gaining insights from them and trying to implement in the better way. That's one thing, and another thing is learning would be there. So as we get to know others, right? What emerging, if some group is focused towards a particular emerging trend and we are not towards that, we can start learning about it. So it is kind of learning as well there. And the diverse participation is there, the more chances of having different learnings, and we can also have a global impact as well, like issues like sustainability, right? CSR, like corporate social responsibility, ethical practices, they are becoming important on global scale. So community like this, industry magnates, is really driving a positive change there, or rather it is a catalyzing change, because catalyzing that change in the industry itself. And the last thing is that, what I would like to congratulate both Zishan and Himal for being thought leaders in this field, because I've never not seen anybody else there, because they are playing a role of influencer, and they're collectively shaping the the narrative and the directions for the industries, that how it is going to be. So I think industry magnates is an exciting endeavor and has a potential to bring positive change and progress.
Thank you so much for your kind words.
Yeah.
Great. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you, Vibhu sir, for joining us today. Wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably has expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful day ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.